Ben Utecht had a successful career as a tight end in the NFL. He played with the Indianapolis Colts when they won Super Bowl 41 the 2006 season. But Ben's success didn't come without bumps and bruises. He suffered 5 concussions during the years he played, and by 2009 was experiencing memory loss at the age of 28. In his book, Counting the Days While My Mind Slips Away, Ben shares an emotional love letter to his family and tells how faith keeps him strong as he faces an uncertain future.
Well, Ben Utecht joins us now. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Your book's very unique, at least I found it unique, especially in terms of, it's a very macho football book, hits, bumps, bruises, showing how violent the game is, yet it's a love story.
Yeah.
It's your journey with Christ. And I think a lot of times people forget, watching guys in the NFL, that there are men and families behind their career. And tell us what is going on now with your health before we get into some of these other details. Where are you now with the brain injuries?
Well, the journey really this transformational exit of the NFL and trying to rediscover who I am as a man today has been a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, especially amidst the fears that come out of memory loss. And 29, 30 years old, discovering that I have these major long-term memory gaps. Some of the events in my life that were the most important has really made that journey difficult, but it's been an amazing process because I've realized how important my memories are to the makeup of who I am, and that's changed the way that I value my life and the purpose that I have.
And reading your book reminds, or makes someone think about for the first time, that if I lose my memories, who am I? Yeah. And the heartbreak. You have this beautiful wife, 4 gorgeous daughters, and what scares you most now about being a dad and husband in regard to this?
Well, that I won't recognize those faces that you're looking at right now. I think, when I get really emotional, it's the idea that I can look them in the face someday and they won't have any relevance to me, because really relevance resides in what we can remember. And, so at 29 and 30, facing some of those memory issues, I look at the former players who are in their 50s and 60s and how this brain disease, CTE, has manifested itself in their lives. And I can't help but think, is that what's in store? But there are things we can do. The book has, the whole end of the book is hope, especially revolving this cognitive training that I've done. The last year, I've poured into strengthening my cognitive abilities. And I have to say, it's had tremendous impact on my memory.
And if that happens, and we pray it won't, your wife is going to be able to hand this book to your daughters and say, look how much Daddy loves you.
Right. Well, and that's the reason. I mean, that's why I wrote the song with a couple of friends. And
people may not know, and we're going to show a clip from that. People may not know that you're an excellent, very successful singer.
Oh, well, that's kind of the fun part about my story, is the singing Super Bowler. I mean, nobody expects that. But my very first entrance into Indianapolis sports market was as a singer. I got asked to sing the national anthem for the preseason game against the Bills. So Indianapolis saw me first as a singer than they did as a football player.
So tell us about the song you wrote, and we're going to see a clip of it.
Yeah, so You Will Always Be My Girls was a song that came out of a letter to my wife and daughters, if in fact the day comes when I begin to lose memory of them. And it was a very therapeutic process that I went through. Very challenging, but the song came out of that, and really the book is a journey through that story. Yeah. And the title, Counting the Days While My Mind Slips Away, is the first line of the song, and it's really, this is about getting people to emotionally connect to how important their mind and their memories are.
Let's take a quick look at the music video.
I'm in here counting the days while my mind is slipping away. I'll hold on as long as I can to you.
Ben, as I was reading the book and I saw the music video online, I was thinking, as a dad, it reminded me there should be no throwaway moments with the children, with my wife, and you're experiencing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just said it perfectly. I think, you know, for me, when I began to realize how critical my memories are to my identity, then I began to value those little moments. You know, like as we talked, when my daughter comes down the stairs and walks in and wants to sit down as I'm reading my Bible. You know, I value that more now. And now that I value those moments more, how does it make me a better man, and a better husband, a better father? And that's kind of where the journey has come. And that's where the whole faith element comes in, because once the Lord taught me the depth of surrender, of handing all control over to Him, handing all trust, putting it in His hands, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, then it's okay.
Because you specifically speak of a morning hiding under the sheets, essentially looking out, and then getting up, looking out the window. Yeah. You didn't want to get out of bed, right? I mean, you had, at least that day, given up.
Yeah, there have been many days over the last 5 to 6 years where I've woken up and looked out the window and just thought, you know, what am I doing here? And feeling a lack of purpose. And this process has really, especially writing this book, has really given me a chance to work through those emotions and realize how blessed I truly am. And my family and my faith are so integral in that.
So what did you surrender recently to Jesus regarding this?
It's so funny. Myself. You know, I realized that surrender is this foundational element, this choice that we have to make, where we give all of ourselves completely over to Him. That's what He wants. He wants every ounce of us. You know, when I gave everything I had on the football field to win a football game, right? That's what He's calling.
I mean, you guys give it all.
You give everything you have. You pour it all out, and that's what we need to do in our relationship with Jesus. And I think that really understanding that lesson of surrender, and I do a lot of speaking. That's what I do now, and to really impart that is critical.
Regarding you had a great college and pro career, Super Bowl champion. What is it that makes you guys go back out there and back out there and back out there when it was not good for your health? Or maybe were people unaware, you got bad counsel?
There's a lot, there's a lot of things I think we can all understand, like, wanting to be there for your team, wanting to be there for your coaches, wanting to be there for your community. These are all people that you care about, and you don't want to let them down. But then there's something deeper than that, and that's the sense of purpose and potential. I mean, I remember telling my wife that probably one of the thing that fills me with the most sadness about having to leave early was that I never felt like I reached my potential. You know, I couldn't walk away from the game saying, yes, that's the best that I could have been. And that's hard for me, you know, being competitive. And I think that's a part of being an athlete is we want to reach our potential. We want to leave our craft saying that we've become the best that we can be.
And you've done a great job in the book of reminding us of the value we find in Jesus Christ, even when the thing we used to put our identity in is no longer a part of our life.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a tremendous book. If you'd like to get a hold of it, it's called Counting the Days While My Mind Slips Away. It's available wherever books are sold. And after reading it, you may never look at another football game quite the same.